How's it going? Making sure it's working before I get started. Looks like it's running, I think. Yep, it's public. Cool. All right, so that's one. Another one. Oops. Preview. There we go. Got a few things to try out. 3, 2, 1. How's it going? Got a few things to try out again today. We've got Dr. Pepper Blackberry. I've never had this one. However, consider that the one that I have linked on Amazon is 12 ounce versus this is 20 ounce. Sorry, there's some noise in the background probably. And then I've got this as well today. So there's various sizes on Amazon as well for this. But this specific one is 9 ounce, 255 grams. So all of the nutrition information, nutrition facts for both of these will be based on their size, obviously. So keep that in mind. I'll try to mention that a few times. This is a live stream, so if you have any comments or anything, feel free to let me know. Whoops. I'll try to, hopefully I'll notice it. We can start off with this. Again, keep in mind that this is 20 ounce, and the one that I have linked is 12 ounce cans. They just don't have this size of it, but it's obviously the same ingredients and everything. It's just going to be that the nutrition facts on this thing are different than the 12 ounce cans. I mean, I could calculate it, but anyways, this is Dr. Pepper Blackberry. I don't think I've ever had the Blackberry version of it. So it should hopefully taste a little bit different. I'm a fan of Dr. Pepper. It's pretty good flavor wise. But obviously it's a traditional cola drink, or not even cola, but pop, soda pop. So it's gonna have some very specific ingredients related to that. Anyways, we've got the nutrition facts. Again, this is a 20 ounce. 12 ounce will be lower. So for the 20 ounce, it's 250 calories, which is a lot. We could pull up a calculator and try to figure out what 12 ounce would be. Or I could just use AI stuff. Let me see. Real quick here. If 20 ounce, I'm not great at math, even though I have a computer science degree. 20 ounce is 250 calories. How many is 12? Or, yeah, I think it's 12 ounce. $150. So the 12 ounce can's 150 calories. This is 250. It's quite a bit different. And then obviously all the carbohydrates and things will be changed as well. So in this case, for 20 ounce, 95 milligrams of sodium, which is 4%. I'll just use the percentages. So sodium is 4% of your daily value. The total carbohydrates are 24% in this case, but that's going to be lower actually for the smaller can. So it's 67 grams for this and 65 grams for the big boy. Anyways, it's got carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup. So, you know, that's a thing now these days. And it says less than 2% of caramel color. Again, this is not a naturally colored drink. Then it says natural and artificial flavors. Sodium benzoate, which is preservative. Phosphoric acid, which is also a preservative. It's going to add some acidicness to the drink. It says caffeine, sodium phosphate, and that's it. And then it's made by Dr. Pepper 7-Up Inc. And they're in Frisco, Texas, apparently. And for this specific bottle, again, it's 20 ounce. It says 68 milligrams of caffeine. So we could, if anyone wants me to calculate the 12 ounce, I can do that. But yeah. So I'm more interested in the flavor and what this tastes like. Should be interesting. All right. Got my cup here. Does smell like a berry type thing. There it is. Definitely got the caramel color in there. It's very dark. A lot of carbonation. The classic soda pop. So I'm from the area that pop is the word, but I've learned to use soda more. Soda and soda pop. But I do say pop a lot. Anyways. Do a smell test real quick. Yeah, it definitely does not smell like regular Dr. Pepper. Kind of a berry, fruity smell to it. Let's try it out. It's been a while since I've had Dr. Pepper, so carbonation is still there after pouring it into a glass. There's a lot going on, but it's not a strong flavor. I should have had the regular Dr. Pepper to compare it to here. That would have made more sense. But I do notice a berry flavor to the drink. Does it really add much? I think it takes down the... I can even remember. Dr. Pepper has more of a sweeter, that mix of however many ingredients they say is in it. I think this changes like the general profile of the drink because it's just going to be more berry flavored. If you prefer things like that, which, more of a fruity type deal to this, it might be an interesting one for you to try out. I know that's not very surprising. This is blackberry naturally and artificially flavored. I think the flavor's fine. Whether it really makes a huge difference or not, I think it's noticeable at the very least that you will get more of that berry flavor to the traditional Dr. Pepper flavor profile, which honestly I can't even remember offhand, what that's going to be. but I think it's fine. I think it tastes good. You know, it's a traditional, well liked drink, and then you just add some berry flavor to it, really. Yeah. I would probably just go for the regular Dr. Pepper compared to this, from what I remember of it. We try it from the bottle, see if it's more carbonated. Yeah. I think this one, if you were to put it in a glass, add some ice, it's going to give you more flavor in general, which is nice. So if you do prefer having your soda pop in a glass with ice and things like that, this probably would hold up a little bit better than actual Dr. Pepper because there's more going on with flavoring. But, you know, whatever you prefer, really. I think it's fine. I think it works. It doesn't taste bad to me. Sometimes there's ones that are really artificial tasting. This one feels pretty reasonable. Whether it's an actual kind of berry flavor from a real berry, I don't know, but sorry, the carbonation's getting to me. But I personally think it tastes pretty decent. So with that, maybe try it out if you like Dr. Pepper. Or even if you don't, just out of curiosity, you know? See if you like the difference in taste. With the ingredients, this is a traditional cheap ingredient. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's got high fructose corn syrup. It's got caramel color. It's got the phosphoric acid, the sodium benzoate, all that stuff that is in the traditional mass market, mass produced soda pops. So you're not going to get anything special here. And whether those ingredients are something you want to consume or not, it's going to be up to you, right? I'm generally okay with it, but I don't go out of my way to drink high fructose corn syrup, pop, and stuff like that these days. But I think in moderation, you know, if you enjoy it, or maybe look and see if they do have a alternative. You know, you can either go for the uh, I wouldn't say sugar alternative ones, which would be sucralose or aspartame or something, which those in themselves have some potential health considerations. Or you can try to find one that has the cane sugar, which, you know, sugar is sugar. So, yeah. Otherwise, might as well check it out if you're curious at the very least. It's hard for me to describe whether it's anything good or bad or in between because, you know, flavor is a personal preference thing. So I think it's nice. I think it tastes good. But I would probably go for the regular Dr. Pepper. Yeah. Okay. So that was that. And we've got these ones. So there are various sizes, obviously, of these packages. Consider that with the nutrition facts is that it won't necessarily align to whatever size you buy, but it probably will because it's based on serving, and then the serving is probably going to be the same for each one, you know, serving size. But just check if you're concerned about serving sizes and things and the information that I give you here, just make sure that it's the same. Anyways, these are Snyder's of Hanover sourdough nibblers. You can see they're little dudes. I have had these before relatively recently, and spoiler, I do like them. So, I will be slightly biased. It says, in this specific case, this is 9 ounces, 255 grams for this package. So with this specific package, it's 9 servings for this, and it's 1 ounce per serving. So with the 1 serving, 1 ounce, 28 grams approximately, 15 pretzels. So 15 of these little things for 1 serving, which is 110 calories. And then we've got 0 total fats, 0 trans fats, 0 saturated fat, 0 polyunsaturated fat, and 0 monounsaturated fat. So it lists them on here. It just says 0. And that's probably like a marketing thing, honestly. Anyways, 0 milligrams of cholesterol. Sodium is 10% of your daily value, 220 milligrams, which is fairly high for a like chip type of snack thing for 1 serving. And then it says 1 gram of dietary fiber, which is 4% of your daily value. And then 3 grams of protein. So it does have a little bit of protein in here. It's better than nothing, right? And then it also lists vitamin D, but it says 0 mcg. And calcium 10 milligrams, iron 1.4 milligrams, and potassium 30 milligrams. And we've got the ingredients here, which is enriched flour, wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, and thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid for that. And salt, yeast, rosemary extract for freshness. That's interesting. I've never seen that. Rosemary extract. And it says for freshness in parentheses. And then mixed tocopherols. Sorry, I probably mispronounced that one. It also says for freshness. Vegetable oils, which in parentheses it says canola, palm, soy, and or sunflower. So they appear to use whatever they've got, I guess. And then it says soda. Contains wheat. And then the company is Snyder's Lance Inc. in Charlotte, NC. Okay, it says they are not connected with Snyder's of Berlin, in Berlin, PA. That's interesting. Okay, here's a nice little piece of information. It says made in a facility that does not process peanuts. So if you have a peanut allergy, this one should be safe for you to try out. But just make sure it has that label on there. You never know. They might change it, because that's a serious thing. So check for yourself. Be sure. Be careful about that. Obviously, I'm sure anyone that does have that problem knows very well to be super careful about it. All right. So we can pop these open, but I'll give you a quick view of everything on the back. Here's the nutrition facts. Again, this is the 9-ounce version, so it says 9 servings per container. And then the serving is 1 ounce. Again, this is the live stream, so if you have any comments or anything, I can hopefully notice and help you out. There's ingredients. There we go. And we got a bit of marketing information on the side. It should be good. I'll pop these open and we can try them out. And there is a non-GMO project verified label. Not really sure what that's about, but the GMO is the genetically modified ingredient thing. So it's non-GMO. All right. And there it is. See the salt on there? They're pretty small. It says, oops, my glasses, 15. So one serving is about 15 of these and 110 calories. So that'll be 1 ounce of pretzels or 20 grams. Look pretty good. Pull out some of them. Oops. My plate here. Let's see. There we go. This one's got a speck of something on it. I think it probably came from my hand. I'll get another one. Whoops. Everything's reversed for me on the camera, so it's a little hard to know which direction I'm going. Then on the back, you can see that their processing equipment kind of burns a little mark on the bottom, or the bottom of it. So that's what that is supposed to be. I've seen some how it's made videos of similar products, and they've got these metal mesh type conveyor belts and things, and that's where that's coming from. So it's getting cooked on the conveyor belt, most likely. That's what those are from, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to hold steady here. There we go. We got both sides. They're neat little pretzel deals that, let's see, they slice them probably on some type of machine and then put them on that belt most likely and heat them up. Drop some salt on them. Yeah. They're very light, very airy. All right, let's try these out. So these are the Snyders of Hanover Sourdough Nibblers. Very crunchy. They're pretty easy to eat for pretzels. You've got a good amount of air inside, so it's not like super dense. Yeah. I just realized something. Anyways, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, and on the inside, you can see that they kind of puff open, and it's just a fair amount of air. It is dense enough, but it's not. A lot of pretzels are like so hard, they're unpleasant to eat. But these ones seem to be not so much, and I think that's nice. Yeah. So obviously, you got the salt, You got the traditional pretzel flavor. It's dry, you know, it's not anything but dry with that. But I don't really know sourdough. Does that have a specific flavor? I don't know. Mm. Definitely a savory flavor, but it's pretty minimal in flavor direction. Mm. So obviously some of them don't open up as much on the top as other ones. You can see the traditional pretzel like coating. I don't know how they do that. A bunch of salt. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I could describe the flavor of a pretzel. I feel like these might be even slightly too salty for my personal preference. But if you like salt, you know, these have 220 milligrams for one serving. So that says 10% of your daily value. And obviously the one serving is 1 ounce. So 15 pretzels. And traditional chips, like a one serving of chips is probably going to be like 5% or 8%. And this is 10. So more salt. Oh. I like them. So my general opinion here is that they're pretty nice pretzels. I like the flavor. It's that sourdough flavor, but more so the texture, the light airiness of them, which, you know, for a pretzel, it's not like some super soft thing or anything like that. It's crunchy. It's relatively hard, but it's still comparatively to other pretzels that are super dense. This one's got some more air in it. It's lighter. It's easier to eat, but still you get that pretzel. You get that sourdough pretzel type flavor to it, and then a fair amount of salt, which I feel like they could probably lower the salt a little bit, but that's just me. So yeah, I like them. Pretty simple, easy to eat. And the nice thing is that when you like regular pretzels that are bigger, you crunch on them, you're going to get a bunch of stuff everywhere, right? So if it's a big pretzel, you crunch on it and the like stuff goes everywhere. In this case, it's just one little thing and you're not going to have that problem. So functionally, I think they work well. Yeah. All right. So that's it for me today. We've got the Dr. Pepper with Blackberry, which seems fine. I'd probably go for the regular Dr. Pepper, but this one's fun and different. And if you like berry flavors added to Dr. Pepper, hypothetically, maybe check it out. With the ingredients, you know, it's got the traditional mass produced, mass market ingredients like high fructose corn syrup and caramel color. So if you're okay with that stuff, then maybe try it out. And then, of course, the Sourdough Nibblers from Snyder's of Hanover. I like these. They're fun. They're easy to eat. They're relatively airy for a pretzel and all that. Yeah, but also they do have a fair amount of salt if that's something you need to care about. And like I mentioned before, it says made in a facility that does not process peanuts, but always check, you know, always be sure in that case. So that's it for that. Hopefully you find these interesting and enjoyable. I'm going to head out See ya. All right. There's that one. Okay, that was 30 minutes. I seem to be pretty consistent with timing.